Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2. And I also just wanted to let you guys know that there's probably going to be about 4 or 5 days in a row of uploads. So yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome. Anytime I get chances to upload consistently, I sure love it. And your support means the world to me, guys. So anybody that drops a like, subscribes, joins the memberships on the channel or donates any money or anything like that, you guys are the best. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Anyway, let's get into it, man. So, Dead City Season 2 comes out May 4th, so we're a couple weeks away, and I'm honestly really excited for Dead City Season 2. It looks really, really good, and I think that's the real surprising thing for me. I honestly wasn't expecting it to look as good as it looks so far, right? From the trailers and some of the pictures and stuff. It just looks really, really awesome. It looks like they really went big on this season. Season one, in my opinion, I've said it time and time again. I think Dead City Season 1 was really underwhelming. I'd probably give it like a solid maybe 7 out of 10 overall. It just didn't really do it for me. I'm not really into it. I think both the Daryl Dixon seasons were a lot better than Dead City. But I think Dead City Season 2 is going to give Daryl Dixon Season 2 and Season 1 a run for its money, honestly, because, this looks awesome. Like, look at Maggie holding Lucille here. It just looks cool, right? The vibe looks really different, and it looks a lot darker and more intense and just larger scaled, you know what I mean? And honestly, there's a lot of talk about like a Rick Grimes post-credit scene. I wouldn't be that surprised, but I would say I would be not the most surprised, but I would definitely still be somewhat surprised if we do get a Rick Grimes post-credit scene. Just because there hasn't been a ton of talk about that, right? We did get that tweet from Andrew Lincoln News a while back saying that Rick Grimes could make an appearance on a Walking Dead spinoff, so maybe that means we will get a scene with Rick Grimes in Dead City Season 2. I just don't really know. We don't have any confirmation as of now about that, but I really want to know what you guys are thinking about Dead City Season 2. I really do believe that this is going to be a really, really great season for The Walking Dead. And I think what's really great about that is, at least for me anyway, The Walking Dead universe, it seems a little bit stale for me right now, and I mean that with all the respect in the world because it's my favorite franchise, my favorite universe. I still really enjoy the spin-offs and all the characters. I still love the show. But honestly, we had the ending of The Ones Who Live, and, around a year ago or so, right? The Ones Who Live ended. And we just haven't really had any news about Rick. And I think that's ultimately what really, is the most important thing in the Walking Dead universe right now is, Rick Grimes. I think with Rick Grimes, anything is possible, dude. All these other characters are awesome and they're great, but I really believe The Walking Dead needs Rick Grimes. I really believe that wholeheartedly. I think without Rick Grimes, The Walking Dead universe is just going to slowly dwindle away, man. I really think the questions about, where has Rick been? What has Rick been up to? What happened to him? I believe that's what kept everyone kind of interested in even all these other spin-offs, right? I think we were all kind of like subconsciously watching these spin-offs, maybe hoping we were going to see something or, thinking possibly, maybe we'll see something about Rick, right? And I think now that we kind of know Rick is back and stuff, it's kind of making us just want more of that character. Like, okay, well, he's back. He got reintroduced into the franchise, into the universe. Let's see what's the next step, right? Like, what's the next step with The Walking Dead? And it makes you wonder about like an end game. A lot of people talk about The Walking Dead end game, like what's going to happen. But in the end, we just don't really know anything about that. There's no real talk about the end. It seems like Scott Gimple is really open to the idea of always having a Walking Dead show on TV. He made a quote a couple months ago about that where he said, The Walking Dead, or he essentially said The Walking Dead is not really going anywhere. He plans on always having a Walking Dead spinoff on TV or a Walking Dead show on TV. And it's definitely good news to hear that, but I just want to know what's going to happen with these characters because, they're getting older, dude, right? These actors and actresses are getting older. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I believe, is like dang near 60 years old. And obviously, he seems like a pretty young 60 for sure. Like, I think he could keep being Negan or playing Negan for a while. But, still, you just wonder about that. Andrew Lincoln's 50 now, Norman Reedus, I believe, is 57 or 50, 56, 57. I don't know how old he is, but he's getting old, man. He's almost 60 years old as well, you know? And it's just like, yeah, I wonder about the longevity of The Walking Dead, especially if it's not going to involve Rick Grimes, consistently. You know what I mean? I think The Walking Dead needs that. I think we need a Daryl and Rick reunion. I think we need, a new show with all the characters back together. I think the spin-offs are cool, but I honestly think people are going to get, bored of the spin-offs, honestly. I think people kind of want to see Negan and Rick again, right? That would be sick to see, Negan and Maggie with Rick and Daryl, I mean, it would be cool to see everyone back together again. Carol, right? Like back at the Commonwealth, maybe the Commonwealth gets overrun or something, or I don't even know. But it definitely would be interesting to see for sure, man. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, there's no real news about the long term goals with the Walking Dead universe, but I think we all know that we need to see Rick Grimes again, right? We need to see him reunite with all these characters. So, I mean, obviously, hopefully we'll get that. And I hope that we'll have an announcement soon. Obviously, the Andrew Lincoln News tweet, that was pretty big. And maybe that means at the end of Dead City Season 2, there'll be an announcement. I could definitely see that happening for sure. If there was an announcement, I mean, I think that's the time to do it, right? Dead City Season 2 seems to have a lot of hype. I think the trailer's got over 6 million views now on YouTube, which is actually, I think, around 2 times what The Ones Who Live got. And, yeah, pretty awesome. So it seems like Dead City Season 2 is generating a really large amount of hype, and that's awesome to see, man. So we'll have to wait and see, though. I hope we get some Rick news or some Rick mentions or something in Dead City Season 2, and maybe a post-credit scene at the very end of the series, or the season, I mean. So we'll have to wait and see. I love you guys. Let me know your thoughts down below, man. And yeah, so I'm going to be probably doing daily uploads for at least the next like 4 or 5 days. So I know you guys have stayed really patient with me, and I've been pretty inconsistent because life has been crazy. But I love you guys. I just turned 25. Life gets kind of crazy sometimes. You know what I mean? But I'm back for now, and I'm going to be consistent, at least for like the next 4 or 5 days in a row. You guys are probably going to get videos. So thanks for your support. Please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Stay safe out there in the crazy world, man. I love you guys. I'll see you later.